Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. It is Friday, June 19th.
Hmm.
Um, we had some exciting football today. It was just action packed. Probably really. Well, the first game that we'll talk about had some goals. The second game was kind of a letdown. It did have some controversy. That really wasn't controversy, but we'll just call it that. So you kind of like stay tuned to figure out what it was. That's my little secret right there. I'm not gonna tell anybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Good.
How you doing, Sal?
I'm good. I'm good. Tired, but good.
Tired but good, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of falling asleep trying to watch the Barca and Man United game. I was just like, and then I made the mistake of like laying in my bed and like watching it from afar. And I was just like, I probably did fall asleep for like a good 5 minutes. Got a little like 5 minute nap. Um, but yeah. So yeah, today we will be talking about the Premier League and La Liga. And we might throw a little bit of Serie A because it does have its little interesting turn of events in there. Bundesliga, I don't maybe, but
Maybe, but it's
already
it's
over.
settled already. Yeah.
And it's already over, so there's not unless like you're like really dying for it. I apologize. I could send you to another podcast that might have it. But nice shirt there, by the way. So I meant to tell you that.
Yeah. I couldn't grab a hold of the kit for some reason. It sold out everywhere, so I had to live with the polo, which I don't mind. I love the Nike polos. I got
Yeah,
a I got a
polos,
collection of them going now.
polos are actually a very very clean look. So I digs it. I digs it. So yeah, first Premier League game. Well, of match week, I think 30 or
30,
31.
yeah, 30. I'm gonna say 30.
I think it's 30 because it was just 29.
Yes, I'm gonna say 30.
Because yeah, Manchester City, Arsenal finished 29 or whatever because they basically played those games because they didn't get to before it got suspended,
Yep.
right? Pretty much. All right, yeah. So that's why we had a little lapse in games from the Premier League. They had like a little break, a 1 day break. And today we had Norwich versus Southampton and Tottenham versus Man United. And you might be noticing something. Good old Field Talk just said he was going to be here live with his, commentary and opinions. Well, he's not. So everybody that sees him on Twitter, give him some ish. But yes, so the Norwich game finished, I believe, Norwich 0 and
Hmm.
Southampton 3. Yeah. Danny Ings still doing what Danny Ings was doing before the suspension of the COVID soccer season. Um, is Danny Ings something we should be talking about, or is it just kind of like that one off season that he's having a really good time and he's in form and
I don't know. I mean, I'll say it's the one season because Southampton were that relegation battle team. And we all thought after, what was it, 8-0 that Leicester gave them, that, at the beginning of of the season,
yeah,
we were like, they're done. They're not going to come back. But kudos to them and their manager. I don't know. I forget his name, but Southampton didn't sack him after that 8-0 loss. Plenty other teams would have sacked their manager after that point, but he got them together. They rallied, and now they're mid-table. They're right there. They're battling. So kudos to them. But Norwich, I mean, so much promise coming out of the championship that they're just laying down. Greatest player in the game right now, Timo Pukki. Greatest name, I should say. It's like you're letting him go to waste. Like,
yeah, they do have that interesting midfielder. I always forget his name. Dude with the long hair or semi long.
let's see. Not Tybull. No, it's not Tybull.
No,
No.
I like made a comment on him once. I forget his name. I wish I had it in front of me. He just came up now. That's like why I wasn't prepared to like say his name. But I seen little highlights, and yeah, we can all get hyped about highlights. We do it all the time here and there. It's not the correct way to go about it because like we were just saying about Danny Ings, you have a good season and it looks cool, and then the next season you could look like complete garbage. But he does have like a Modric feel to him when Modric was playing at Tottenham in the Premier League, kind of like making the midfield look like it actually worth something. But Norwich just has poor defending, an old goalkeeper. I'm sorry, I love Tim Krul. He keeps it cool, but it's not going to cut it. And he let 3 by him today. I believe he was the starting goalkeeper today. So, yeah.
Let's see. Was he? Let's see. I'll let you know right now. Yes, he was.
Yeah, Tim Krul. Good old Dutch. So, who scored all the goals? Because I know Danny Ainge scored the first one, and then the second one came like very quick.
Stuart Armstrong. Then Nathan Redmond.
Okay. So yeah, and Danny Ings is up to like I believe 16 goals on the season, something like that. So
he's like third on the Golden Boot right now.
Golden Boot, yeah. Aguero's not even. Aguero is even.
He's tied with Aguero.
Okay, so he's tied with. So who's in? I think was it Vardy?
Yup.
Vardy was in first.
Good old Jaime Vardy, followed by Aubameyang, and then Aguero and Ings.
That's what it was. Okay, that's what I saw yesterday. Vardy, Aubameyang, Aguero. Okay, yeah. And so now Danny Ings is throwing his hat into the mix.
Yep.
Pretty cool. I always made fun of Danny Ings. He did have some issues when he was at Liverpool, right? I believe he had some, what you call it, like police matters at one point or something. Did he get in trouble with?
He's some trouble. I don't remember what it was either.
Yeah,
but
it was something. We never thought Danny Ings would come about anything. And here you go. He's at Southampton, banging in 16 goals. I believe all during the run of play. I don't think any of his goals are from like a penalty or a spot kick or none of that. So that's pretty impressive for him. Good season. Round of applause for the guy. I don't think he's going to do it over and over. He's not going to be like a Jaime Vardy.
No. You can probably pencil him in 10 to 12 goals a season. That for sure you could probably put in.
Fine. That's great. Yeah. I would take that from him, but I wouldn't bet on him again surpassing 16.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he'll pass it now. He's at 16 now, I believe. But I won't see him in the next season, like 20, 21 or something. And then we have Mourinho in the second game, the game that closed out the day for the Premier League. Mourinho versus his old team, Man United. The lineups from both teams were actually very exciting. It seemed like we were going to get something.
A game.
A really good game. Better than what the scoreline showed at the end of the 90 minutes or almost 100 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks to water breaks and all that, and the VARs and all that. What did you? I wish I could be asking Justin about
Justin, right? I mean, we need the expert here for this game, but
the man. He's not even here to talk about his team's first game back. So what did you get out of the?
Did they say why Pogba didn't start?
Pogba did not start. No, it was McTominay, Fred, and Bruno Fernandes.
But did Ollie give any reason why?
I had read earlier this week, being they didn't feel like they should just start him. And it kind of makes sense. It was kind of like it's not like they're risking him. It's just it's been a while. It's been a lot longer for him than it has the other players.
Yeah.
Coming back and then the suspension or the season suspension and whatnot. So they just felt like bringing him on in the second half, which they did, and it made a big difference. And we'll get to it. It was just the move.
Yeah, because you could see when Mourinho starting Harry Kane, Harry didn't seem like he was himself at that point. It looked like he should have come on as a sub just to get the legs under him, because you're out for how long has he been out for? Since way before even the virus took over, huh?
Yeah.
So he probably wasn't even fit to do all 90, but I mean, there he was doing his thing. Praises to Eric Lamela. I think he had the better game for fucking Tottenham. You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think so.
I think he was. I think he was probably the better player out of all of them. But man, it was an alright game. I mean, I felt it was boring. It's just because United had majority of the possession. It's just Harry Maguire. I don't know what he was thinking at that point. I mean, and I can see where he lapsed, thinking. And who was it that scored the goal? It was
That Bergwijn or Bergwijn.
Bergwijn. Yeah, I thought he probably thought Bergwijn was going to go to his left, and you could see during the run, right? He's coming at Maguire, and Maguire's like making that like, am I going to go left or am I going to stay? Am I going to stay? And instead, he just laps. He has a brain fart looking at him, and boom. But De Gea, the stat was that goal had a 6% chance of going in. So and I don't know why De Gea decided to like get down on his knees and block. He made the goal go in. I mean,
it was weird because he dove and he had a palm. Let me get in the frame. A palm and a fist. When you see the replay, and it looks like he went to go punch it, and the speed of it just kind of like he kind of gave it like backspin, so it went behind him, and that's how it went into the goal.
Yeah, I mean,
actual good goalkeeper that they said that he is, and put both hands and drop or push it out.
I mean, Roy Keane said it best on in England. If you saw it, he said he should have just caught the ball. He just should have stood up and caught the ball. That would have been the best one. And I questioned why he went down. That was my first reaction. Like, why are you going down? You have the perfect just stand. You're a tall guy. You're over 6 feet tall. That ball's not gonna get through you. Just stand up straight, make that cupping motion and grab the ball, and then just lay down.
Yeah, because I don't see any twitch or any like when they're taking a penalty, sometimes a goalie will show where he's going or what he's thinking. He didn't do any of that. He saw the shot coming, and his first reaction was to dive, hand punch.
Yeah,
and I was just like, okay.
So I mean, we can put all the blame on Harry Maguire, but at the end of the day, it was an easy shot to stop. It's just very simple to stop. And again, De Gea.
It starts with Maguire, and De Gea finishes the F up.
Exactly.
But the problem with Maguire is he starts to back up. He has the brain fart, like, oh, maybe I should push, like maybe I should press him, put some pressure on him. And when he decides to kind of do that, that's when Bergwijn is like, no, and just does like a little shoulder, like, the little feint, and cuts in. And Maguire's like, damn, like, I don't know what to go from here. And so he like had that like fall over and try to turn out.
So you can literally pause it if you watch the replay. Just pause it at an exact moment, and you can see Maguire go, huh?
Yeah,
and boom. Yeah,
I'm sure.
I mean that's you. I mean you can go back and we can criticize that goal all we want, but at the end of the day, good job to
And then so at that point, Mourinho got what Mourinho was going for, got the lead, and then he was loving it. He was like, I'm just gonna sit back, do my Inter Milan, do my Chelsea impression, and just park the bus. And we give Simeone a lot of shit, but Mourinho was kind of the first person we saw do this like a lot. In Madrid, yes, he did have a good trident to like basically start a counterattack. He had Messi, Ozil freaking launching balls to Karim and Di Maria and Ronaldo. So it was a little bit different. He didn't really have to sit back. He could sit back, but he knew that those counters were ferocious, and then against the small teams in Spain, he was able to do his thing and not have to sit back all the time. But yeah, so Mourinho got what he wanted. Bruno Fernandes was taken completely out of the equation, getting double teamed, not being allowed to create anything and get the flow of the game. And then so a lot was put on McTominay, which is not a great passer, but he can pass the ball. And Fred, I feel like sometimes is a little bit too, I don't know, too quick to make a call or to decide on what pass he should make. And so it just, yeah, they just passed around and they didn't know where to go. James is still having trouble on the right. I think it was a good substitution at the end of the day by Ollie to put in Greenwood. So that helped out. And then bringing Paul. Once he brought Paul Pogba, Mourinho didn't know what to tell his midfield. Like, do we keep pressing Bruno Fernandes? But if we do that, then Paul Pogba's left alone. And look at those passes he was making. That one pass to Rashford on the money.
It was beautiful. It shows why Pogba is who he is. I mean, when Pogba's at his best, there's no other midfield on the planet that can, be like him at this point. So
that was like I don't know, dude. It was just a beautiful pass. It really was. It was just kind of reminding me of like basically what Toni Kroos did yesterday against freaking Valencia, just switching the field, just finding the open player. But he just found Rashford. It was like Aaron Rodgers throwing it deep. It really was. Unfortunately, Rashford couldn't finish that. And then getting a penalty for Man United.
That's why you have him. I mean, let's address the penalty right now because I mean it does look like he does fall down, Pogba. I mean, it doesn't look that like he was pushed. Yeah, but I mean, it's still a penalty for those who are complaining. I mean, you still have two players going, and by the laws of the game now, not the laws of the game 5-10 years ago, it's a penalty. Let's just put it out there. And Bruno Fernandes, good job. I mean, made freaking Lloris look the other way, and boom, 1-1.
I was surprised Bruno Fernandes took it. I was thinking maybe
Rashford
was the guy, right?
Yeah.
So something must have happened in the training grounds that basically changed the whole the pecking order there.
But I mean, Rashford is coming back from injury as well, so
yeah. But he's pretty cold-blooded when it comes to those penalty kicks.
I mean, he was going to take that second one.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, the ref took it. He's just like, "What? What are you talking about? Like, why are you taking the ball from me?" I was dying. I was like, I feel you, Rashford. I was like, but that one definitely wasn't. That one definitely wasn't a penalty. I think it was a little harsh to call it. I don't know why he even bothered calling it. I think
he didn't have the view. He didn't have the view at that point. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he saw it. He was just like, "Oh, what happened? Oh, pen!" Like he just pointed. Like
I think his view was he saw Dyer and he thought, "Oh, Dyer stepped on Bruno," and so okay, I'm gonna call it right there. But when we look at the replay, Bruno is clearly diving his ass.
Well, I don't think he was necessarily diving. I just think his momentum. Like he tries to I think he pokes the ball before Dyer gets to it, so he does win the possession. I think, but he's falling as he's doing that. So that's not really Dyer's fault. So I think that's what VAR saw. They're like, well, I don't think he you don't see Dyer taking him out or kicking him because Dyer kind of closes up. He's just like, oh shit. And Bruno's like, oh, just falling over. And so I thought that was right call. And I'm glad VAR didn't freaking start a new controversy for once.
They fixed this one, but the one they needed to fix. I mean,
they learned. I think they learned.
Yeah, I mean, a little too late. I mean, if this cost Sheffield,
it doesn't. It sucks for Sheffield, but it doesn't suck for Sheffield in the sense that Man U gets a tie or a draw. Tottenham, really, I don't think is Tottenham. No, Tottenham's not even in that.
They're what, 9th place, 9th, because they're in front of Arsenal by 1 point now.
Yeah, they're not as close to Sheffield.
No, they're not. No. They needed the win to be a point behind United.
Yeah, to get basically in the race. Yeah, so that's the Premier League, really.
Yep.
Two games. The first one had a little bit of thrills, some nice goals. That Danny Ings goals was really nice.
Yeah, I mean, Southampton was.
Yeah.
If you watch any teams, I mean, of course you can watch any of your top teams, but if you're watching the mid-tier teams, I mean, put on Wolves, Would we call Leicester mid-table still, or would we put them up there on the top still?
I would say mid-table because they won a championship. They won a title. And then after that, they just they contended this year and they massively let us down. I would say mid-table because they're definitely not top 6.
Yeah,
but
so
if they continue to do what they're doing this season, which I believe they'll be able to, then at some point we might start being like, oh, the top 7, even though it's not really a thing. But I don't think top 6 because of the Champions League. Well, the title, the Champions League, and the Europa League places.
So I mean, if you're one of those cool guys that doesn't want to, support a top 4, top 6 team, and you want a mid-table team, go pick Southampton, go pick Leicester. Everton. Wolves is another good team out there. I mean, there's plenty of great teams out there that are mid-table. So any of those, yes, it's not gonna be like, oh, I'm a Liverpool fan. Look, we're beating everybody by 2 goals, 3 goals. Oh yeah, we're City. Look at all this money.
And then
So
I personally myself like to go the Everton route. And now that they have Ancelotti, even better. And then hopefully Ancelotti can kind of convince James to come this way. Oh, that'd be great. I'll definitely be suited to Everton. Yeah, I got my jersey. I'll just need a scarf. And I'll be good.
That's it. Yeah. So I mean, if you want my recommendation, Mario, Everton, of course, but also Newcastle. Keep your eye on Newcastle now that they have new ownership. I mean, you might see something very special coming from Newcastle within the coming years.
Make some moves, and then But Newcastle actually has always been pretty.
But we're talking recently though. But I mean,
recent. Yeah, if we're talking recent, But if you're talking about
like the history of the league,
England football history, then Newcastle is up there.
Yeah.
We can't really just lump them in. That would be kind of offensive. But yes, nowadays they're just known for really good beer. Okay, so so now we fly from England and we move. What is that? East? More east? Yeah,
east. Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's probably considered Western Europe, but it's east of England or the UK or whatever. So anyways,
we go on the continent. We're not on the island anymore.
Yes. We'll go to La Liga Santander. Today we had 3 games to start off match week. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry there, computer. Well, it doesn't say here, but okay. So match week something. Thanks, computer. Well, anyways, today we had Mallorca, Leganes, and Granada and Villareal at the same time. Both games weren't really that exciting. The Mallorca Leganes game, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a relegation game, a relegation battle game, and you could definitely tell it was a relegation teams because my goodness, the way they give the possession away so easily, the long balls, the ricochet balls, it looked like travel soccer. I felt like I was watching travel soccer, but people that players that get paid like good amount of money, It was just I think our NCAA soccer is a little bit better to watch than that, or it's probably on par, to be honest.
Would a MLS team beat one of these 2 teams? That's the real question.
They have a good chance. I would say they do have a good chance. Yeah, give me the top teams in the MLS. And
so the Atlanta, Seattle's
out of 5, if you could give me 5 top teams in MLS.
All right, so Atlanta, Seattle, Portland, Chivas USA, and I need one more team. I'm blanking here. Oh, Kansas City.
I'll say possibly 2 of those 5 are winning against. I would probably say the most likely to get a win against is Mallorca. Leganes, it took them a while to get into the game. They also did lose their attacker Braithwaite or whatever the heck.
Yeah, Braithwaite. Yeah, and some
they did
some
lose him.
stupid ass rule. Yeah.
Yeah. But Mallorca just looks like the weaker team. And they did get a nice goal. Sevilla had a free kick. Very cheeky, might I add. I think it was like in the 8th minute. It was really early. And that's what made it so boring. So they scored in the 8th minute. They had a free kick. Sevilla just basically glides it on the ground under the wall. And the goalie was just like, I did not see that coming. Like he was expecting it to come in the air, and he just sees it like roll, like literally like missile slide right next to him, like into the head. And I was like, wow. I was like, I did not see that at all. So it was a nice goal. It was very like well planned, I guess, by Sevilla. And then we had Oscar Rodriguez on Leganes, the Madrid loanee, was creating chances. You could tell that's like the light that guides Leganes, tries to get things going, tries to get things moving. But and he was the one that tied the game in like the 87th minute. Just a screamer into the top bins. Well, it looked like top bins. I don't know. It was pretty fast. But another free kick. And so there you have it. The Madrid loanee saves Leganes, even though they stay at the bottom of the table, I believe. Let me see the standings really quick. So Mallorca stays in 18th. They now have, I believe, where the points? Points of the last row. So they now have 26 points. They're a point behind Celta Vigo, which is in 17th. They would have jumped Celta Vigo if they would have kept that 1-0 clean sheet. But unfortunately, Leganes did get that goal. Leganes is at the bottom in 20th, Taiwo Espanyol in 19th at 24 points. So from 16 to 20, it's really tight. And I made a point of this early in the morning or early in the afternoon on Twitter. Ibar is in 16th. They're sitting with 28 points. Then you have Celta with 17th with 27, Mallorca with 26, that we just stated, Espanyol and Leganes with 24. So as you get to see that gap from 16 to 20.
Yeah, so close.
Really close. Very interesting. And I believe I said in the last episode that we did Europe, like the European leagues, I said Ibar could have a good chance of falling down. They lost to Madrid. I think they tied their last game. So they're not getting the 3 points that they need to start getting away from this relegation battle. And we'll just see what Celta comes up with this weekend. I believe Celta Espanyol plays Levante. So Getafe and Ibar. Getafe is a really tough team. So Ibar does have it cut out for them. And then let's go back to the Granada Villareal. Granada was
on a winning streak, right?
Oh, somewhat of a winning streak. They were more like an undefeated streak. They had, I believe, like three wins and a tie before the suspension of La Liga. Came back, won the first game, ended up tying the second game. And then today, they lose to Villareal 1-0. A goal from Gerard Moreno, Spanish international. And that was really it. There's really not too much excitement. Granada did make some chances to get back in the game. They just didn't capitalize. And there's really not much else to say about that. The important game, as for me being a Madrid fan, was the Sevilla and Barcelona game. Barcelona travels to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium and end up dropping 2 points. They ended up tying Sevilla 0-0. It was a great game, very back and forth at times. The thing is that if you watch La Liga and you'll see a lot when teams play Barcelona, they get kind of like erratic. They get like crazy passing, or they try to get too cute. Long balls kind of become a thing, or just like clearing it right away becomes a thing, giving possession back. Yes, Sevilla did do this at times, but they also got some good counterattacks in. Munir El Haddadi, former Barcelona player, he had a couple of great shots, a couple of great chances, broke the back line for some nice runs. Ocampos, Argentinian international, he had a shot. Reguilon, left back from Real Madrid, a loanee to Sevilla, he had a great chance. Took a stab at it, didn't hit it right into the hands of Ter Stegen, aka Spider-Man. Just and then Barca, Barca did what Barca does. They made their little passes. Messi had a lot of chances, but Messi did not score. The last two games, he played two relegation teams, Mallorca and Leganes, in that order. Today, he plays a top six, which Sevilla is third place, and he does not score. So he saw a little bit different defense. Koundé, I believe, is the defender for Sevilla. He had a great game. And I believe the other center back was Diego Carlos, a Brazilian. He had a great game as well. And Barca just kind of struggled. I like to take this time to point out Sal's lockdown hair, though. I like to take this time to tell you that, again, you're not here, though. Okay. So it's do or die now for Real Madrid. The standings as is. Barcelona is still in first, even though they did get a draw, but they only have now a 3-point lead over Real Madrid, which is in second place. And it's 65 points for Barca, 62 for Real Madrid, and then third is Sevilla at 52. So Sevilla, Atletico, and Getafe, Real Sociedad, and Villareal are basically all fighting for Champions League, those last two Champions League spots. And then those next two, whoever out of that quartet, I guess, ends up getting the Europa League spots. Real Madrid plays sixth place Real Sociedad on Sunday, and then that's when we find out if Real Madrid can finally get into first place. The reason they'll be in first place, even though they're tied on points, is because Real Madrid did beat Barcelona before we had the suspension at the Bernabeu 2-0. And so we have that tiebreaker. So fingers crossed. Please, dear God. And we get that win.
So what I take out of this is Griezmann is basically shit for Barcelona, and Barcelona hasn't been the same since Neymar left.
I feel like, yes, Neymar was a great piece, especially with Suarez and Messi. Griezmann, I don't know what it is. I also don't believe in Quique Setien. Quique Setien is kind of like a manager that knows he has like star players. So he's just like, yeah, you guys do what you guys think is going to work, and I'll just take the credit, kind of deal. And he like just throws a team out, and then they kind of like do what they do. He did play. He came on for, I believe, Arturo Vidal, I think, was the person they subbed him in for. Because they have Quique Setien has this thing with putting Arturo Vidal up front. Weird, but it works for them somehow. And you could tell it kind of got a little bit more, a little bit more pressure on Sevilla, but nothing came of it. He wasn't very he wasn't like mind blowing or like, oh man, he's a game changer. There's something there that's not working for him. And I think it could be the fact that he's playing on a wing.
He's out of position. Yeah.
Yeah. He's out of position.
Yeah. He usually, I mean, if you watch him with France, he's down the middle all the time, and he's allowed to, and he roams. He roams that almost midfield section, just waiting for something. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Luis Suarez occupies that striker position, and Leo Messi takes the roam. Like he's allowed to roam and move back to the midfield and make the passes and start the build up. And Griezmann just kind of sits out wide, and he's just like, "Well, I'll get the ball when I get the ball, and I'll see what I can do with it." If you watched him when he started at Real Sociedad, he was a great striker, scored a good amount of goals for like per season. And then we saw he continued that over in Atletico de Madrid, and then he goes to Barca, and he's not allowed to play the way that he's used to playing.
Yeah.
And he got his dream, I guess, of going to Barca. If that's really what his dream was, I'm not sure, but it's not really working for him.
Yeah. It's more of a nightmare now than it was a fucking dream.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Have Barcelona and Atleti played each other yet for the second time?
I believe that's coming up. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it here. The next big game for Barcelona is because next time they play.
Oh, they don't play until July 1st.
That game not July 1st.
That game's not till July 1st.
Okay, so yeah, but there's still a couple of games in there. I feel like that'll probably give them a headache. Celta Vigo, if they're traveling to Vigo, maybe, but Celta Vigo's fighting for survival, so I don't know. That might be an easy game for Barca.
Bilbao.
Bilbao. I was just about to say that right now. I just saw it. Yeah, Athletic Bilbao is going to be another good game for them.
Oh, there it is from Justin right there.
What? What was that, Barca? Zlatan actually had a better career at Barca than what Griezmann is having at the moment.
Yeah.
Zlatan didn't start to have a bad time until I believe Eto'o came into the picture.
Yeah.
Eto'o, right?
Yeah.
Eto'o came into the picture, then that's when Zlatan was just like his excuse was Messi, but he kind of got beat out by Samuel Eto'o.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know the lion won't admit to defeat.
No, I mean he'll just move on to another club and play there.
Pretty much. The man can really play anywhere, but
yeah, I mean, no knock on him, but every time he left the club for some reason they won Champions League right after.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
But yeah. So all right. That's really like there's other games going on in La Liga. We can go through it really quick. We have Espanyol Levante. Espanyol's trying to if Espanyol wins, and let's say where's Celta de Vigo. Celta Vigo loses on Sunday to Alaves, then that makes things a little bit interesting in the relegation battle. So if you want to pay attention to the relegation battle, that kind of excites you and all that stuff. That's something to look forward to. Athletic Club Real versus Real Betis. Interesting game. Personally, I like those two teams. Those are two teams I actually like to watch when I'm not watching Real Madrid. Aluris, like I mentioned in the last episode, or the last time I spoke about La Liga, he's gone, so that's kind of disappointing. Real Betis has Nabil Fekir, so you can look for that. They have Christian Teo, ex-Barca player, and they also have Carles Alenia, I believe that's his name, another Barca player, which is a loan.
Damn, how many players?
Not a great team, a good team, but underperforms. Getafe Eibar is a good game. Getafe is trying to get a Champions League spot, which would be pretty amazing for the Madrid team. Atletico de Madrid versus Valladolid. I'm just going to say right here, I don't expect Valladolid to win. I believe I said this the other day. I don't know. It might be deja vu. Might not. So then, yeah, Sunday, Celta Vigo, Alaves, Deportivo. Is he saying something? Because I don't see it. No. You missed it. Then watch it when this is posted. Celta Vigo versus Alaves.
It was a quick recap because we didn't have you on.
Yeah, pretty much. We didn't have the person that needed to talk about it. Celta Vigo should win the game against Alaves. Well, not should. I should probably say I'm biased and say I hope they win. Valencia Osasuna, that should be an interesting game, but I might give it to Valencia since they're the home team at the Mestalla. And then we have Real Sociedad, Real Madrid. I'm going to say right here, we win 3-1.
Right.
And that's that. And we'll talk about La Liga Monday,
yeah.
So, and where are we going with this next? Are we going to?
Let's go. Let's go real quick, Bundesliga. Let's just go real quick over the games. So I have them here.
Okay.
So we have Leipzig playing Dortmund. That's just right there, second and third place. It's not really, but they need the points if they want to basically stay in Champions League spots at this point. So Dortmund, notorious for throwing in the towel once Bayern wins the league. So we'll see what happens there. Leipzig, we all know Timo was leaving them in July. So, I mean, where they go from there afterwards, who knows? Interesting one is the GOATs, Cologne against Frankfurt. Usually I wear a shirt and the team wins. So, but we've said we're not picking against the GOATs. So we'll see how it goes. Dusseldorf, Augsburg, Hertha, Leverkusen. If Hertha wins, Leverkusen drops down to basically European spot for Europa. And they don't want that, but it is what it is. Mainz, Werder Bremen. Bremen at this point looking like they're going to go down to Bundesliga 2 at this point. So not much. Our favorite, Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Paderborn. So Gladbach should get that one easily. Here's a good one for you, Mario. Schalke versus Wolfsburg.
Go Wolfsburg! Get Wagner out of there.
Oh, man. And then we have Hoffenheim versus Union Berlin to round off that. And then Bundesliga returns for final match week the week after on the 27th. So we are finishing up. Yes, Mario.
Union Berlin, where are they at?
Union Berlin are sitting at, give me 1 second.
Because I would like for them to stay in the Bundesliga.
I believe they are still.
Are they safe?
I think they're safe. I think they're still safe, but I will let you know right now.
And then my next question would be: Is Werder Bremen safe from?
Werder Bremen is in 17th place, and I mean they're done at this point. There's nowhere to climb out. I mean, Union Berlin has to win because they're above Cologne, so they have to win out these last two games.
Okay.
Who does Union play next? Who does Union play next week? So I'll tell you right now. So Union plays Dusseldorf next week. Dusseldorf is looking like they're going to be relegated too. So Union staying.
Who's in the position for the playoff in the relegation?
In the relegation is Mainz.
Oh man, they already dropped them.
Yeah.
So what is it? 17. What is it? What's the bottom three look like right now?
Oh, okay, never mind. Dusseldorf is in the.
Oh, so they're still
16.
in.
Yeah, 16.
So Dusseldorf, Werder Bremen.
Yeah, Werder Bremen and Paderborn. Okay. I mean.
So it never changed from when we first started watching La Liga. I mean the Bundesliga again. It just stayed the same.
I mean, we'll put it this way: they're sitting at 20, 28, and 29 points. So even if they win out this week and next week, they're not climbing out of it. None of them are. So
well, I guess Dusseldorf has a chance of staying alive.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure that second division team is going to be pretty hungry.
Exactly. So
good luck for them. All right, so I think we got one more topic.
So yeah.
Okay, actually, hold on. Since I got some for Justin. If you're still watching, I have one question that we can get back to. We'll go to England really quick. We'll make a little quick pit stop. Do you agree with the changes that Ollie made, or should I actually let me word it better? Do you agree with the timing of Ollie's changes, like sub-wise, throughout the game? because personally, I think McTominay stayed a little bit too long. I don't know about you, Sal, but
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that one. I think it was just changes should have been made at halftime, literally at halftime. But
I think that's one thing that I have with Ali. I feel like he like second guesses himself, and he doesn't know when to like pull the trigger and when to make it happen and whatnot. But okay, we'll let Justin answer that if he's still here. I don't know, or he just can't sit here quiet. But while he does that, let's go to Italy as we're moving east more, I think. Or
no,
south.
we're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming west.
And
We're coming
Italy,
west.
south.
We're coming west because Germany is east. So if we're looking at a map, right? If we're looking at a map, Spain is right here, Germany's over here, and then Italy's down here.
It's
So
south,
yeah. So we're going southwest. Yeah, southwest. Yeah.
South. Okay, same area.
Yeah.
Yes, we're two Americans that actually know where countries are at.
Yes.
If you're surprised. I love geography, as a matter of fact. So yeah, we go to Italy. We have Juventus in first with 63 points. Lazio in second with 62. I was about to say, I don't know where I was going to go. And we have Inter Milan. Wait, what? How does that even make sense? Inter Milan needs a lot of help.
Let's just get Justin's question. So Pogba right off.
Took way too long to make them. Always his biggest problem. And you have to bring Pogba right at the start of the first half.
Second half.
It's like, oh, okay. I didn't see that. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I felt like the Pogba switch would have been too soon. But with the way he changed the game, okay, sorry, we are putting Italy on the back burner again. But yes, the way that he came into the game kind of makes you think like he should come right out the gates, like and it changes the whole flow of the game. And like we said earlier, Sal, he brings that creativeness. He lets Bruno Fernandes like kind of also be another creator. The passing, the dribbling, everything that Power brings to the table. And we'll just have to see who they play next. It's a big game, isn't it? The Sheffield, I believe.
Sheffield, yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see the lineup that Ollie does then, but he never makes the subs when he should. Yes. Okay. You see, I agree with you there. We all probably think like, hey man, like make a sub. Like I felt like I saw Eric Bailly on the sidelines for like half an hour, just waiting, and he wasn't sure like when he was going to throw him in until it was like 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
but then he got like 5 minutes of stoppage or whatever it was. But still, like McTominay first game back, he almost plays 90 minutes. Like the dude was hustling, man. I felt bad for the kid. I really did. I love him, and I was just like, you got to get him out of there. I was like, because when I saw Matic, I was like, oh, okay, maybe McTominay's done. No, I was like, wait, what? I was like, I'm so lost. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, thank you, Justin, for answering, and I would have to agree with you. Or I'm actually glad that we see eye to eye there. And yes, hopefully Ollie fixes that. Yes, we did talk about that too.
Yes.
He did, good dribbling, Pogba's part. So we go back to Spaghetti Land, aka Italy. I don't mean to be offensive if you're offended by spaghetti. But I'm gonna say here, Sal, this is a 2-horse race.
Yeah, same here.
I believe, or at least I thought before the suspension of Serie A that this was a closer race between the three.
I thought so too. I thought Inter was sitting at 60.
Yeah, I thought they were super close.
Yeah, so it is at this point a 2-horse race. So,
but they have a game in hand, which I believe it's going to be against Atalanta because both of those two teams have
the game in hand. Yeah.
So which is a big if, they win against Atalanta, which is a high scoring. I want to see if Atalanta continues to score as much as they did before all this freaking came about. But yeah, if they do win, then we might have to throw them in, depending on what Juventus and Lazio do this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, I mean, we're looking at. I mean, we're calling it already as a Lazio.
Yeah, I said
Serie A
Lazio.
win. Yeah.
I changed it from Juve to Lazio because I'm sorry.
Sorry
Sorry.
ball doesn't work. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry ball's not working. And if it can't work with Ronaldo of all people, then that's just. And I mean, he's just getting his tactics wrong all over the place, especially his players selection. I mean,
His lineup selection is just
I mean, you get 1 week where you have Dybala and Higuain in there, and then another where you have Cuadrado, and I don't know who else is in there with them. Maybe you have freaking. Who am I missing? Maybe Ramsey's in there 1 week. The other week, Rabiot is in there. It's like,
yeah, dude.
Like no, they don't know what they're doing. First of all, and
I'm sorry. I would put Pjanic, Matuidi, and as your kind of like holding creative, and then up top I put Dybala in a pyramid 3, and then I would put Ronaldo on the left, and I don't know who do they have as a striker other than
Higuain.
Okay, never mind. So put Ronaldo up top, Douglas Costa on the left, and Bernardeschi,
yeah.
Yeah, on the right. I love Cuadrado, but he's just I don't know.
No, yeah.
He's not been playing well.
He's too flaky right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. He doesn't play like he does when he's with Colombia. Yes, I would probably say, or back to Madrid. One of the two.
I mean, you saw the comment by Nani, didn't you? That he told Nani he's gonna finish his career here in America.
Yeah, and we talked about that on the MLS one. On the MLS is back. I said he either goes to like a LA or he goes to Miami because those are your high profile. Like, who wants to play at Yankee Stadium? I wouldn't want to see Ronaldo play.
You know what? The more I think about it, Miami probably does seem like the better option, just because there's no taxes in Miami, and he loves. He'd want to rather keep his money. So
yeah, he might even just build a hotel on South Beach, knowing him. So,
exactly.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so yeah, Lazio is on behalf of FieldTalk, Benzi, and SouthHampton Soccer. Lazio is winning Serie A.
Yeah,
we don't know Justin Spick. Maybe he'll stay with his GOAT Ronaldo, but
I mean, at this point, it's the Immobile show, and Immobile scoring for Lazio, and he's not stopping, and I don't see him stopping even after this break. So it's just going to keep rolling. And if he's on fire and that midfield's on fire, I'm sorry, Lazio's winning it for the first time since the 90s.
Yeah, dude, it's been a long while. I'm trying to see here if
he's going for Man United B.
Man United B team. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, so Juve.
No, Inter.
Oh, Inter. Oh no, you're out of there, dude. Bad call. Take it back. I'm trying to see here, but I'm not finding it. I'm trying to see if Lazio plays Juve at some point. Juventus, Atalanta, Inter Milan, Reno.
Well, there's gonna be the one that Lazio should worry about is the Atalanta one, because Atalanta just scores left and right on doesn't matter who.
Yeah, they do play 7:20.
7:20.
Juventus Lazio. So if they can make it up to that point,
that would be the decider.
Yeah. Well, if they stick this close to each other till then.
Well, here's the other one. Do they play Roma again?
Holy cow, dude! This freaking. No, I don't think so. Juventus just plays Roma on August 2nd.
Yeah, and Roma wants one of those spots to get into Champions League again.
Yeah. No, but I haven't seen Lazio Roma. So yeah, they do play July 20th, Juventus at Lazio. Or no, Lazio at Juventus. So it's at Juve. That should be interesting. That should be a good game. Ooh, I like this. All right. Serie A has something to look forward to.
Yeah, you're right. They don't play each other anymore.
No.
Because if they had played Roma again at that point, then I would say Roma has a chance to basically crap them out.
Yeah, I believe I saw Lazio and Roma playing like in January.
Yeah.
Like I was at a barbershop and they were playing it there. But yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at the weekend and it's Torino and Parma kicking us off, which Parma should be winning that one easily. Yeah. Torino has lost every game. The last 5 games Torino has lost, so Torino I don't think will do anything. Then followed by Verona and Cagliari. Sunday, Atalanta and Sassuolo, which should be a high-scoring game. Both teams love to score. They don't love defense, but they love to score. And then Man United B team versus Sampdoria. So if Conte can't beat Sampdoria, then good luck.
Mancini coaches who? Lazio?
I think so. No.
Who's Mancini? Oh, is it Italy?
Yeah, it's Italy. I think it's Italy.
The country, right?
It's the country, it's the country, yeah.
Okay, I saw him in the stands in the Coppa Italia. I'm like, why the hell do they have these coaches here? But
yeah, because Mancini's out looking at for next year for Euros, which
yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that fuck this virus.
Crazy, man. Copa America, Euros, wasn't it Olympics this year?
Yeah, the Olympics too.
Everything, dude. Yeah, but hey, we still got soccer through the summer, so I'm good.
Exactly. So Juve play on Monday, and they play Bologna, and that's a game that we should all pay attention to because Bologna loves to draw. They do love to draw, and so if Sarri ball doesn't work and they get a draw against Juve, then Lazio will sit in first.
Yeah. So this should be interesting. We got a lot kind of to look forward to. So yeah, I'm excited about this. We shall see if Sarri ball lasts in Juventus. I don't think it's gonna last. Even if he wins the title, I don't think he stays.
No, I think he stays. I think because of all this pandemic, I think he stays. There's no money out there to go and say, but what other coaches out there?
I don't know. They'll find somebody, dude.
I mean, are they really gonna pay off? Sorry, who knows how many millions of dollars just to like sit at home?
I don't know. I guess. Well, it was just okay. Maybe wishful thinking.
They should.
I'm not a big Juve fan, but
they should have stayed with what's his name? What was their coach last season?
Whatchamacallit? Damn, dude. It's the dude that I always think is Conte, but it's not Conte. It's
Allegri.
Allegri, there you go.
Yeah, they should have just stayed with Allegri. At least Allegri wins you the league every year. I mean, at this point, I mean, you could have.
That's the thing too.
Yeah, so I mean, they could have had Conte, but that relationship didn't end well with Conte.
No, it didn't. But yeah, so we got you guys mucho información. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, Justin, for hanging out at the peanut gallery. And like we told you, we had a hiatus, but we're back. 3 shows in the last 2 days. What more can you ask for? Maybe another one. But yeah, we'll be back Monday. No, you know what? I'm not gonna say we are back on Monday. La Liga, Bundesliga. We'll have it all again. Maybe we'll throw a little bit extra here and there. And then, of course, remember, coming in July, the MLS is back. We still have that. And I'm still working on editing some things. I'm very new at this, so bear with me. But there will be extra content other than just our little weekly, nightly podcast things that we do.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy. Remember, like, subscribe, helps the channel grow, helps us get out there a little bit more, helps us with, I don't know, everything basically.
Help us by liking, and it shows up in the statistics on YouTube, and then we show up on other places on YouTube, and that's all we want. Just simple like. You don't have to watch. You don't have to go through the whole thing. We appreciate if you go through the whole thing, but just like
listen. Like I put in the tweeter the other day. Just if you want to listen while you're washing dishes or laying by the pool, since summer's here now, just put us on. Enjoy.
Exactly. I mean, Google's having a sale on all their Nest products, so you can go buy a Nest product. Do what I do. Hey Google, play music.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness I have mine on. I turned mine off. The send off, do it. No, do you see? If you're here, we would be able to do the send off. So since you ditched us today, we're not gonna do it. But yes, follow me at FieldTalk Benzi. FieldTalk _ Benzi. Follow Sal at SouthTalk Soccer. And if you want to get Justin some itch for not being here, it's at FieldTalk Just _. All right, people. Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
I'll bring you some muffins. Goodbye.